Welcome to Vanran10 on sports. Uh, this topic will be we're gonna do a few videos here. We're gonna talk about in this particular video. We're gonna talk about the New England Patriots versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next video we're gonna talk about Philadelphia versus Minnesota, and then we might talk a little bit about the Lakers, Lonzo and LeVar Ball. But this is gonna be the video where we talk about the AFC Championship game, the New England Patriots versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, and what do I think? Uh, the New England Patriots, not much needs to be said. They have the best quarterback of all time. They have a very good team. They're well coached. Uh, Tom Brady right now is got a hand thing. Supposedly his thumb got hurt in practice. There's a lot of people speculating on whether or not he's making this up. To I don't know. Everything I've heard, he doesn't have anything to prove, so I don't know why you would make this up as an excuse. Because a lot of people are saying, well, he's putting the excuse in place just in case Jacksonville beats them. He can always say, well, my thumb on my throwing hand hurt, so I wasn't able to be accurate. Well, it's Tom Brady. He's never made any of the excuses before, so I don't see why he would make them now. And I definitely don't see why he would make them for a team like Jacksonville. Jacksonville had a great game against Pittsburgh, but it's still the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's not one of the elite NFL franchises. They're having a good year. They have a very good defense, but I don't see Tom Brady making excuses. If they lose this game, I don't think there's a single excuse on the planet that's gonna explain why the Patriots lost to the Jaguars in New England. So, uh, I, I think he does have something. I think there is a problem with his hand. I just don't think it's very serious. I think it's just one of those things. They'll tape it up and he'll be fine. He'll throw the ball as accurately as he ever does. He's Tom Brady's, in my opinion, the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. And that's hard to say because I'm not a huge Brady fan, but I respect the heck out of what he does on the football field. Um, there, of course, a little bit earlier in the playoffs, there was the controversy on supposedly Kraft told Belichick he had to get rid of Garoppolo and keep Brady. And of course, Belichick got rid of Tom Brady's trainer and kicked him out of the building and didn't want him in the Patriots facilities anymore. And so then all these stories start coming out that it's like, well, Tom Brady is mad at Belichick and Belichick is mad at Kraft, and Kraft says everybody's happy. Well, New England, excuse me, New England won its first playoff game. Tom Brady still looked fine. Of course, their competition wasn't, the greatest in the world. I mean, but um, they didn't look like a team that was missing a beat. Um, and now they're going to go up against the Jaguars. The Jaguars weren't supposed to be here. Only diehard Jaguar fans were putting Jacksonville in the AFC title game uh, against anybody, and they were probably putting them in against, you know, they were, I don't know, but they weren't putting them in. There are just very few people that thought Jacksonville would be here. When I saw the season start, I honestly thought the Houston Texans would probably win that division, or the Colts. Well, those are the two teams that finished in the last part of that division, and the two teams that went to the playoffs are Tennessee and Jacksonville out of that division, and that's saying something for how wacky the season was. If you look at Tennessee, Jacksonville, and Buffalo all made the playoffs this year, it was just kind of it was definitely a weird year. A lot of big name quarterbacks went down, and a lot of big franchises that usually are playoff contenders are on the outside looking in. Um, but with the New England Patriots, they seem to be pretty healthy. They have a decent running game. They have the best quarterback in the business. The wide receivers are a little suspect. I'm sorry, I'm not an Amendola fan. I don't believe in him, but they do have Gronkowski, and it's very hard to find anybody who can match up with that with that shaved polar bear that they have running around on the football field. Um, that all being said, I'm not going to say the Jacksonville Jaguars don't have a chance. Brady historically struggles against teams like the Jaguars because their defense can put pressure on you with just their front four. So just their four down linemen can put pressure on Tom Brady. And if you can have seven guys running around out in space, it makes it very tough to hit those smaller wide receivers. Gronk, you can still maybe just kind of throw it up to him, and he's bigger than most, and he might still get it. But your little wide receivers are going to have a harder time getting open when there's seven people kind of floating around in the defensive backfield, making it very tough for Brady to find throwing lanes and find places to put the ball to get it to his receivers. Jacksonville has a pretty good run stopper, and they have a pretty good run stoppers up the middle. They have a couple of pretty good defensive ends. I mean, they have Malik Jackson and Calais Campbell and the guy that was picked third in the draft by the Buffalo Bills, and his name is escaping me right now, but he's a big guy in the middle. He's a big space eater. So their defensive line is solid. It is a solid defensive line. They have two incredible cornerbacks, which means that their mediocre wide receivers aren't going to get open real easy against those guys. You can shut them down. You can take two of his wide receivers completely away just with these guys, which leaves you with Gronk. Now, I don't know if the Jaguars have have a linebacker that can cover him or a safety that can cover him, but the Patriots running game is not the strongest running game. It's basically used to set up Tom Brady doing what he wants to do. But this is a team that can definitely give Brady fits, because if you can put pressure up the middle on Tom Brady and give him less than 2 seconds to throw, then you're gonna make it very tough on him. He's gonna have a rough day. If the Jaguars can get pressure on Tom Brady with just the front four, I have 4 fingers up. It's just this one's kind of hiding. But see, look at that! What a trick! But if they get pressure on him all day with just the front four, Jacksonville will win. That being said, though, I don't think they will put enough pressure on Tom Brady, because to put pressure on Tom Brady, you've got to have a guy like a Von Miller, a Khalil Mack. You got to have a J.J. Watt or a Jadeveon Clowney, some kind of a guy that can just get around the corner quick and get to Brady before he has a chance to think. And you still have to push up the middle to not make it comfortable for him to step up into it. I don't think that Calais Campbell and Malik Jackson and that line has that kind of ability. But if the corners can shut down everybody and make Tom have to hold the ball a little bit longer, that'll work to their benefit. But all that kind of being said, I still lean more towards the Patriots winning this game. I am rooting for the Jaguars to win, but they are going to have to play an exceptional defensive game. The offense, I think Leonard Fournette, if he's truly healthy, they will be able to run the ball on the 20th ranked Patriots run defense. But Belichick is pretty good at scheming against your strength, which means he's going to scheme against the run, which means he's going to force Blake Bortles to beat you. I don't know if that's possible. I think that the Jaguars are going to score 17 points. And I think it's going to be 7 of those points are going to come because the defense is going to give the Jaguars a short field once. So just one time they're going to have a short field. The Jaguars will capitalize on that one opportunity, but I believe that the Patriots will have 24 points. So my prediction, New England 24, Jacksonville 17. Jacksonville gives them a game. Jacksonville gives them a little bit of a scare. But ultimately, the Patriots will prevail. It is in New England, so if it was in Jacksonville, I'd give Jacksonville a little bit more of a nod, but I still believe the playoff experience of the Patriots will overcome. Maybe there's a little bit more coaching magic over on that Jacksonville side from Coughlin being up in the office somewhere, and maybe he can give it, because Coughlin's beaten the Patriots in big games twice when he was the Giants head coach. So maybe there's a little bit more magic there for the Jags. But I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say this is the Patriots 24-17. Better game than the score will indicate. Probably more of the Patriots will score with like 6 or 7 minutes to go. The Jaguars will get the ball back. They won't move it very effectively, and then the Patriots will just kind of run out the clock at the end. So, to all the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.